think it's time for an old iron update on the Hy-Hoe. Now this particular unit was Hy-Hoe's first hydraulically operated excavator, and so it's only fitting that we have to replace some hydraulic lines. So I'm headed out here to my buddy's place. We're gonna pull some lines off of it and make some new lines and get that thing going. Yeah, check out that video where we loaded this thing. And these lines right here go to your drive motors. They go up under the turntable in there, and one of them is blown. It's one of these right up in there where it turns to rubber. I'm just gonna unhook them right here and just replace from here all the way under there, and just do away with, maybe even do away with these metal ones and go straight rubber lines out here. I don't know exactly what he's gonna do, but we're gonna try to get these off. But before we can do that, we're really gonna have to clean this mess up. Well, that's strange. Wasn't very much in the fuel filter. Well, we had a little water in the fuel, so he's in there blowing that out, the filter. We got this somewhat clean. And we're getting some new fuel, and we're gonna fire it up. What's the game plan?
So as y'all saw when we were loading this thing, we have a severe hydraulic leak going over to our travel motors. We patched it up enough on the side of the road so we could get it eventually.
It's one of these two lines
back on the trailer. Those both go from both sides, come into the center to our rotator, and that's what allows us to pivot. So I went ahead and pulled the plate off the center of our undercarriage, and this is how thick it is.
In dirt.
In dirt and roots.
Dirt, roots, oil.
Whatever else is shoved in there. So we get to
oh my goodness.
Try to dig it out.
Packed solid. Well, you got to get up in there to access the ends of the hydraulic lines.
So sounds like a fun.
Yeah, so the thought here was to give us some more headroom. Put these logs between the two rollers idlers, so hopefully it doesn't kick out and bonk us on the head. But we'll get the pressure washer cranked up and see what we can do. And then right here, yeah, you can just reach up in there and see which one's which now. Looks like it just took a dump right there. So we also noticed this hydraulic motor, the drive motor, is a little loose. We're fixing to take the pressure washer and clean all this up so we can easily see, have access to the ends of the lines, trace them back up into here.
One thing about the 60s, they were smaller men back there. They could fit in these little holes a little better.
Yep.
Which is even in the time.
Smaller cabs, smaller everything.
Alright, we're going to fool around with this and just see if, before we do cut the hoses, if we make something happen. Looks like we're taking one out of there.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
There's one. So that is, just to confirm, that is going to be the bottom end port.
We need to mark those.
Yeah.
As they correspond with the motor.
It's loose in there. It appears to be.
Yeah, it's just.
And number 2.
You look like Mike Rowe.
So we did find there is a holding clamp in here that's supposed to be holding these hoses, so that may be one of the reasons, because this is the one we started having leaks out of, and it went to the other one, but you can see this hose has been brazed all over. This is a hard line starting right here.
Yeah. After their repair, they could have got it back under there or something.
So there where they're supposed to be, it's underneath these bars right here.
Yeah, let's see if we can tighten up on that motor a little bit.
Uh-huh.
That round piece just hung. Did it stay on the hose?
Yeah. Slicker, you little sucker. Gotta get that bolt out.
Yeah, probably just take that broken track out of there, and because you got so much slop. I mean, there's plenty of slack. I think to take a link out of it, it looks like.
Well, we'll take it out and see if we can stretch it back together. If not, we'll repair that one, put it back in, and see if we can get enough adjustment to get it.
Is it out of adjustment now?
I would assume so. Which this side, from what the previous guy told me, that adjuster is broken. So I'll need to pull that track off anyway, so I can see how that apparatus works.
Slide the idler out and then,
Right.
yeah. Did we ever figure out how to tighten that motor?
Did not. I think the best course of action is once we get the lines back on it, we can get it tracked back up to the shop so we can get the hot water washer on it to wash all that.
Get it
gunk
real
out of there.
sure enough clean.
Because it's still with that little pressure washer, it's not getting nowhere near as clean as we need to get to be able to even see what's going on inside there.
Well, that'll be for another day. Well, it's day 2. He got the new hoses made.
Day 2, 6 months later.
Yeah, no kidding. He got the hoses made. We're fixing to get them slung on there, and we're gonna see this thing dig, hopefully. Whoa. We need an end cap to go on this. So we're going back with all rubber hose, no steel lines. So we're just kind of looking and seeing what we have to do in terms of fittings to see how we can get it hooked up, whether we're going to need to cut and put a 90 up there. I don't think we will. We might have to extend these on the motor out a little bit, but we'll get it figured out. It seems like the hard part right now is getting it hooked back up in there.
Push the hose to me. There you go.
Go toward the cab a little bit. We can tighten it when it's down like that, and then this is all you got sticking out. You're not going to be out in the woods with it, hopefully.
No, we're not.
And it ain't dragging the ground right here. It's just, you know, keep an eye on this.
I think we're going to have to have some wrenches. I don't think we're going to tighten it up to press some wrenches.
Well, that's possibly the hardest hydraulic hose any of us have ever put on. But Philip, he got it with a ratchet strap right there. After we toiled with it for, I don't know, half hours, 2, 3 half hours, I don't know.
2 or 3 half hours.
But it was, it was a bear. So now,
This could be fun.
this is going to be fun as well.
They just beat. Oh, that ain't gonna be bad.
Yeah.
We're just going to have to
Go
twist
straight
that.
in,
Yeah. So that's that 45 we just got back at the shop.
Let me put these channel locks on it, and I'll just twist it for you. Oh, did you?
Do you want to get it on the correct side of the
Yeah. Hey, let's do this.
yeah, oh yeah, see that moved that. There we go. That's what we needed.
Well, if it's the right position.
Yeah, see, we still don't know if the hoses are hooked up right, so we may have to swap these, because Lord knows we're not swapping those.
Now we know how to do it though.
Yeah, but we can swap these pretty easy. All right, so now we just tighten her all down, put some fluid in it, and see what happens. I think that's good. It's definitely tighter than any of them were when we took them off. Seemed like everything on here was loose.
That's tight.
All right, everything's tight-ish.
What a pain.
We'll have to get some fluid in her and figure out how to retrack it. So the issue here is the track is stretched and the tensioner is broken. So what we're going to try to do today is just try to get it back on there so we can carefully walk it down the road a little piece where he's got to dig the pit. So after monkeying around with it for the better part of an hour, we decided to employ another piece of old iron, and that made things a lot easier.
I still think if we'd hook the chain on the top with the tractor before the angle this way to walk down.
Probably can.